Alright. So we are heading runway 16 left. That's exactly where we want to be. All the lights are on from the looks of it. A little cloudy, so I'm going to turn the heat on. And now I'm just going to adjust. I have no clue. Oh well. Doesn't particularly matter. What I'm going to do is that I am going to be flying to this, from Salt Lake City International to St. George's Airport. The reason why I kind of need the GPS is because I don't know where St. George's Airport is in relation to St. George. But, oh well, I guess I'm going to wing it. Wait, I completely forgot. Okay, that's good. I like how they added a bit of texture to this. This definitely looks more like Salt Lake's airport than it used to be. Actually does have a touch of realism to it. Alright. Anyway, continuing on. That highway right there is Interstate 80. If you take that all the way over there, you will get to San Francisco. San Francisco is not where I want to be. What I want to be is here. That road is... thank you, Beacon, for warning me of my imminent danger. Actually, I'm not really in danger. I don't think there's any air traffic. Anyway, this north-south road, this is I-15. I-15 will go all the way from Salt Lake to San Diego. And somewhere all the way to Canada. Yeah, what I want to do is that I want to follow... Explain, or not explain, but I want to follow I-15 all the way to St. George, which is one of the southernmost cities in Utah. I could take it further, and I could go to Las Vegas, because that's also where I-15 goes, but that would probably be way too long and way too mundane. So... yeah, not really going to be doing that. Anyway, fuel pump doesn't need to be on, neither does the landing lights. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's take a look. Speed is good. Engines seem to be in the green. Alright, let's fly to I-80. Or not I-80, I-15. Wow, I can't talk today. That's a problem. At the very least, our journey has started. Wow, there are really a huge lack of buildings in in this city. I think I need to change that in the settings. At 6,500 feet is probably fine. Let's take a look. Where is that pesky I-15? I believe that is either that or it's I-215. Nope. Was that I-215 that I was on? Yeah, it must have been. Okay. See, this is the problem with navigation. What this looks like in the simulator is different from what it looks like in real life, so I guess there is always that. This plane really wants to perform. Let's not. I do have to admit, I do miss the mountains. That's something that California doesn't really do a good job of, having tall mountains. I mean, actually no, I think that the tallest mountain in the mainland United States is in California. But I am nowhere near a mountainous region. This right here, this is the Rockies. Speaking of I-80, if you were to take I-80, you'd be able to fly through the canyons, or not, drive through the canyons, and, well, let's just say you'll go to the Uintas, the tallest place in Utah. Then I think you go into Wyoming after that, and then sooner or later you'll end up in New Jersey. So, how about that for a drive? You take your car, drive from San Francisco, go all the way to New Jersey, see how long it takes. I think I'd fall asleep behind the wheel, to be honest. And yeah, if we were in a jet, we would be, well, we'd be past these mountains right now. I completely forgot what these mountains were. No, it can't be Spanish Fork. Spanish Fork is a little bit south from here. Anyway, hello to those who have just joined me. So yeah, I currently keep forgetting what those mountains are, but they separate Salt Lake County from Utah County. Utah County, if you're wondering, is absolute Mormonville. I mean, not like I have a problem with Mormons, but holy crap, the difference between Salt Lake and Utah County, well, Salt Lake County and Utah County is night and day. Of course, we are finally getting towards the outskirts of Salt Lake. It'll still take us a while. But we are going at it at a steady pace. Wow, zooming into that was not a good idea. It hurt my eyes. Those clouds, well, of course they're clouds. They just appeared out of nowhere. They look like harmless clouds, though I think for the sake of a VFR flight, I'm not supposed to fly over clouds. Of course, that looks more like mist or fog than it really does clouds. Well, then again, it's still a catch-22. If it's fog, then I shouldn't be flying in that type of visibility either, so... Alright, so... trying to remember where everything is. So, Provo, I think, is the second largest town in Salt Lake being the biggest town. And it's actually getting bigger. I don't know why, but it's starting to turn it into its little city. But if you were to look at Utah, it's pretty much Salt Lake, Provo, and Ogden up north. Everything else is kind of barren. I mean, there is St. George in southern Utah, but everything is just so small comparatively to Salt Lake. I mean, it is a mountain state. Not a lot of people live in Utah. It's certainly not California, but really, the shock of realizing that there aren't a whole lot of things outside of Salt Lake really hits you when you drive down I-15. Just as a little bit of a thought there. So, I don't want to get too close to that mountain, of course. I don't think I have random accidents checked on, or random failures. I really hope I don't. I don't want this thing to be cut short. But, oh yeah, watch as I get a bird strike or something. I'm like, oh shit. Or it decides to throw a microburst into the mix. I don't know that it's a microburst, and once I feel that, it is way too late. As we continue on, we should be heading towards a neighborhood called Pleasant Grove. It's actually kind of a township, to be honest. Past there is Utah Lake. I think it is. Yeah, it's Utah Lake. Yeah, alright. I was thinking, is there any... Oh, okay, now I remember. That mountain range right over there is called the Point of the Mountain. It's pretty much what separates Utah County from Salt Lake County. For the most part. Of course, the nice thing about that... The nice thing about flying in a Cessna is that it will not take nearly as much time as it would if I were to, well, drive a car, because you don't have to worry about traffic jams or congestions. You will have to worry about adverse weather effects and things like that, but considering how fast I'm going, it's really not that big of a deal. Alright. To think. What is the airport code for St. George? Had to tie things up with my phone. Kind of hard to do two things at once while you're flying. Don't want to there. Okay, now show me how to get there. I can tell you that I am headed in the right direction. But why this won't tell me... altitude as well. There we go. Much, much, much better. All right. Still definitely going faster than those cars. St. George cannot be 35 miles, several hundred miles away. Outside the I-15 corridor, that is definitely not something I've done, to be honest. I don't think I ever have. Oh gonna take me 2 hours. Should I believe that? And why do I think it's full of a load of shit? I don't know. Can I possibly tell you? Oh well. You're definitely climbing though. Definitely not the worst idea in the world. Bit of a hiccup there. I guess it was just loading scenery. Understand that I have not done any flight planning, so, you know, take that into consideration. Definitely not attracting the type of crowd that I thought of. Well, I wasn't actually really expecting a crowd, so I can't really say that. Yep, I am totally in the middle of nowhere, Rancherville. must mean that... Yeah, I don't know what that means. Probably that good stuff. Right, until I actually get on course, I think the ETA is going to be quite accurate. Or quite inaccurate, I should say. Weirdness aside, I think it would be a good idea to start turning. As much as I would like to, I don't think those mountains would agree with me. I have a sneaking suspicion that the line for a GPS line probably, no, maybe not. Maybe I can get away with it at least a little bit more. We're going into a weird, never touched parts of Utah now. Or, well, they are, you know what I'm saying. Any towns that you see, probably on I-15. Any farms you see, probably on I-15. Of course, those look like communities to me. So, I'll have to take a look at that. So I'm making pretty good progress, to be honest. That's going to take me an hour and 39 minutes. Okay. it's supposed to. Should. If not, then I need to change that in settings. I was right. It is definitely within the mountains. Shit. Oh, there goes that idea. More farmland. This is still like Nowhereville. But at least unlike here, which has nothing more than like a few roads, there is definitely something here. I haven't explored all of Utah. I don't know all of Utah. And to be honest, maybe I should. I do love when you can do the track car in this thing, though. No limit to view. Is that I don't really feel comfortable flying over mountains, and it wouldn't be the safest thing for me to do either. Alright, I am now back. It's time to get this show on the road. Let's see if I am muted. No, I am not muted. Let's get going. Let's get that out of the way. Oh. There we go. The problem with unpausing is that it automatically... well, it updates the weather with or without you. So I guess that is a slight little problem, but not a major problem. Anyway. Let me just get myself back to my little channel. Ah, there we go. We are golden. Odd, I think I'm requiring more power now, and that makes more sense because I am losing lift, but my ground speed is pretty good. Of course, considering what's going on, it's already becoming apparent that I need to do a little bit of climbing before I hit those mountains. I even know what altitude those mountains are at. That's probably something I should know. Again, didn't flight plan. That's completely my fault. Of course, my path takes me to a mountain peak. Wow. Is what it is. Wow, Utah is pretty empty. I guess there's some farmland there, but who gives a shit about that community? I'm not a fan of small town charm. Let me just put it out there right now. Isn't there a drink called a screwdriver? I swear there is. Well, we still have roughly half an hour to kill. Maybe I should be a bartender. Sounds quite fun. Get to talk to interesting people. Let's see. That's a beautiful thing about being in a private plane, a single-engine four-seater. You don't have to wear pants. Oh god, that sounds so good right now. Damn it, Vetter, you are making me my mouth water. Actually, Love Potion number 9 is pretty similar as well. You get vanilla vodka and you get blood orange juice. However, you also add some peach schnapps as well. Actually, that does sound pretty unboring. But then again, I'm one of those people who will drink blood orange juice for breakfast. There is nothing wrong with that. I don't even know what blood oranges are. Are they just different types of oranges, like tangerines and whatnot? I guess so. By the way, my rambling is the kind of bullshit that Archangel has to deal with on a daily basis. I do know I'm heading towards a mountain. God damn it. It's VFR. I need to stray a little bit. I'd love to absolutely beeline it to St. George, but I can't. There's this YouTube channel I'm subscribed to called Drinks Made Easy. And they make a lot of, well, very unique drinks. I think the guy is a bartender, or if not, he definitely knows how to make drinks. He made this thing called a Cadbury Egg Martini once. shot and a half of vodka, shot and a half of Irish cream. Then you have a shot of milk or heavy cream, a shot of creme de coco white chocolate, then tablespoon of, well, shot of caramel flavor as well, tablespoon of chocolate syrup, mix it in a shaker for about 20 seconds, always shaken, not stirred, then pour it over a chocolate-rimmed martini glass, and you got yourself a chocolate martini, or a Cadbury egg martini. It is evil. Anyway, drinks made easy. I could probably get you a link to that, maybe. While I try to fly this plane. There we go. Flying and web surfing. That takes some talent. Talent I clearly don't have, but you know. Zombie. Whoa. I just got some nasty wind shear. A 4-knot crosswind. Citybriar. I never heard of that town. AMFs are awesome. All I gotta say is that I haven't seen the latest season of Big Bang Theory, so I'll have to catch up on that. Oh, what would really be good is a Vesper. There's only been one bar I have ever been to that would serve, that served Vesper, and that was in Boston, Massachusetts. It was, after my sister got married, it was a post-wedding reception where we all went to a bar. I decided, you know, I have some money, I might as well order myself the James Bond martini, and ooh. And I have not seen the episode. But anyway, what was I talking about? Alright, yeah, I was at a bar in Boston. I ordered the James Bond martini, and it is honestly the best tasting strong drink I ever tasted. It is strong, you will get a kick from the taste, but it's also sweet at the same time. There we go, this might make things a little easier. Ooh, 5 people now. as I said to these lovely people, welcome to my stream. You are all welcome here. There's drinks in the back if you want to... Oh, they left. Yeah, I am in way southern Utah, and we're actually getting to the point where it stopped becoming a just a grass field, and now it's starting to become deserty. That shows that I'm pretty close to St. George. Not all of Utah is just desert. Salt Lake, where I used to live, it was really more mountainous forest, and then once you get south of this place called Utah County, south of Spanish Fork, you get into these plains. These are pretty much grass fields and meadows and whatnot. And then the further south you go, you'll start to get into deserts. And the Utah desert is pretty big. And you'll pretty much see desert all the way into Mexico. And if you're driving down Interstate 15, you will have desert all the way until you get past the mountains and into Southern California. Actually, once you get south of St. George, you will enter Arizona briefly, and then you would get into Nevada. Yeah, everyone lives in the East Coast. It's always either that or California, but, you know, it's nice to go to these small, remote, mountainous areas, parts of the desert. You know, I always wanted to go to the Four Corners, but never really pushed myself to go. Yeah, you could say that. The terrain is beautiful, but let's take a look at the plane. Yeah, you're right. You are absolutely 100% right. So, Vetter, question for you. Do you look for flight sim videos on Twitch? If I try to fly upside down, then what's going to happen is that gravity is going to work against my fuel pumps, and I will kill the engine. Now, if this were, let's say, a fighter jet, then yes, I can totally fly it upside down, but it's not. I sense a bit of sarcasm in that statement, Vetter. say because it's not DCS Worlds. Here's the thing, though. If you want me to fly fighter jet, then you know what? I'll fly fighter jet after I land this plane. Yeah, X-Plane is amazing. It is, it's so accurate that the person who created it turned the yeah, I'm gonna call it the game engine. It turned the the simulator's engine into an app called Xavion, and Xavion is pretty much an app that uses a triangulation that you'd see on your phone, and uses it to tell you where the plane is, and it'll give you your artificial horizon, your altitude, your speed, your everything. And it's really, really, really advanced. It'll also tell you if you can, if your engine runs out, if you can make it to a set airport without the engine. And it will also, if you were to hit the emergency oh shit button, then it'll lead you to the nearest airport, and then it'll give you some cones to, well, some squares to fly into. So turning something that is normally a terror is pretty much turning it into almost a game of go through the corridors. Yeah. The only thing that Flight Simulator 10 has over X-Plane is its simplicity. And, you know, there are ways that you can get around this, but if I want to fly a jet, then I'm going to use Flight Simulator 10. Mainly because I have no idea how to program for an airliner. Alright, understand, Archangel. If that's the case, then maybe you should show me how to do it. I definitely have spare time on my hands as of late, so yeah, go for it. I'd love to learn how to fly jets. Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the jets are nicer in X-Plane. It's just that when it comes down to it all, to organize a flight plan and to do everything else, Flight Simulator 10 does that for you. With this, you have to be you pretty much have to plan ahead, which is what I know pilots are supposed to do. But it's still one of those inconveniences. Still, this isn't me using a flight plan or anything. I am just absolutely winging it, and I made so many mistakes while I was winging it, so I guess that would be a problem. What is that? Is that St. George? No, it can't be. Well, I'll be damned, I think I'm actually at St. George. Yes, payware. That's kind of the catch, though, is that it is payware. Anyway, yes, this is St. George, Utah. If you see right there, that is Interstate 15. And past St. George is Arizona. Now, come on. Yeah, I need to look into some payware. Without a doubt. Oh, interesting. Going from VOR to VOR, oh, that'd be fun, but I'm pretty sure at the same time very frustrating. Yeah, VOR is pretty simple once you understand how to use it. It's more of a question of why do you want to use that over GPS? And obviously at the time they didn't have a choice. They had to use VOR. But it isn't necessarily that difficult. It's just that once you get past a VOR, you type in another VOR, and then you dial in the angle at which you want to approach the said VOR. The map in X-Plane. Alright. Fuel pump on, landing lights on. Alright. Let's also get out of that as well. Out of all the times I've flown in real life and in the simulator, I never once used the VOR. It was just always done automatically with the GPS. That's not to say I'm the master of the GPS either, but still. need to bleed off some airspeed first. I want to reach that white arc. Pappy is telling me that I'm way too low. FMCS, refresh my memory on what that is. Good. There's a disturbing amount of shrubbery on the runway, though. Oh, okay. So that's the little keyboard that's to the right side of the captain. Okay. Again, I've been so out of the simming community that I couldn't tell you what's what. Alright, hold the phone. Trees should not be on the runway. Alright, yeah. I mean, I'm not an airline pilot, so I can't really say much, but if it were me, I would control the takeoff, climb, and landing. Autopilot can do the rest, yeah, but I'd never want to land a plane on autopilot. Of course, then again, I haven't landed a plane every single time, or I haven't landed a plane a billion times before, but still. Okay, let's take a look. Rendering options, yes. Number of trees, none. There we go. They didn't put it in exclusion zones. Okay. Well, let's just wait until the settings are rendered. I know. Um, Alright, so there we go. Oh, okay. Well, what I do with X-Plane is that I decide to wing a little road trip for myself. Yeah, so I do fly in real life, or at least I used to. I don't currently have the money to do so. But in the meantime, since I don't, I use this to, well, make myself happy. I love flying. And, I love gaming as well. No, too bad I'm off the runway. I'm going to assume this is a taxi to parking area because there are no police officers that are going to arrest me for going here. Alright. Most people don't. See, when it comes to gaming, several different people have several different ideas of what it means. Many people don't consider a simulator to be a game, but, it has challenges. You have a risk of failure. I'd say, why not? Whatever. This is good. Alright, so, I'm just going to pull out the, There we go. I probably should have turned off the avionics as well. Yeah, oh well. Alright, there we go. I have landed. I have no idea how anybody flies for 10 hours. That would be, mind-boggling, to be honest. Yeah, it all depends. I mean, if you just want to, get some quick and easy entertainment, there are so many games off of Steam, off of your phone, off of... I was about to say the Wii U, but there aren't any games for that. And... might want to... There we go. If you want something that, takes time and patience and you want to feel accomplished in something, then this is the Well, this is a simulator for you, or a game for you, or whatever you want to call it. Sorry, I just get kind of chastised when I call this a game for stupid reasons. Fair enough. Anyway, that concludes the stream. You guys can follow me on Twitch, or if you want, you can subscribe to me on my channel. My channel is Lord Balder. In fact, what I'm going to do is that I am going to link you to my channel if you are interested. Most of the things that I do are flight simulator related, mostly combat, but I will do X-Plane and FSX stuff as well. So, yeah. Just gonna put this here. Yes, it is a default plane. I want to see if I can get a Grumman Tiger, ideally for free, but I don't mind paying for it. But anyway, hang on. Let's see. That's not the right link. Alright, here we go. Anyway, if anybody cares to subscribe to me or wants to check out any of my other videos, feel free to do that. But with that said, feel free to follow me on Twitch. But either way, you guys have a nice day. And let me just get out of here.